Alright, so y'all need to bear with me for this video. It's gonna be unlike any other video I've ever put on this channel, and I haven't really put a lot of content up here, so you can consider this a start of something, maybe a start of a series. This about to be the shit I be thinking about, and I wouldn't consider myself a conspiracy theorist in no type of way, but I definitely do follow all types of information that I be getting, simply for the fact of, you never really know what a piece of information might do to you, or how it could change your perspective or your outlook on life. Some of it can be positive, but you never want to be that person that's caught up in the conspiracy. I always want everyone to live their life and have passions and chase their goals and do everything that it is that they want to do, and to get everything that they want to get out of their life that they want. But at the same time, everybody who clicked on this video came here for a reason, and I'm pretty sure it was to answer the question in the thumbnail, the question in the title of the video. What is the biggest lie that you still believe in 2022? We just gonna jump straight into it. Flat Earth. Flat Earth, I don't think it's a lie, not anymore. Like, I've been watching a couple videos on it, and I'm gonna say that the arguments presented are definitely intriguing in a way that makes me question how I've looked at the globe model. Like, I always thought that it was a little bit weird that, Big Bang, blah 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 blah. You got some globes and shit up in floating in space around the sun. The sun's a globe, like everything's a globe. Like, nah, I wouldn't think that nature would naturally make a globe. Like, where else in nature do we get like perfect circles? I mean, they say atoms around and things like that, but I ain't seen no atom, not a perfect circle. I would believe if the earth was shaped more like a pear more than a basketball, but that's neither here nor there. We have a video which we're going to be reacting to. The gameplay that you watch in the background is a little old. It's a Warzone victory that I picked up, and we're going to be cutting back and forth between the reaction video and my gameplay just to keep y'all interested. And I'm going to be chiming in here and there to give my thoughts on the information presented. And I'm going to continue this video with a challenge for my viewers and for anybody who watches this to, not only challenge the way that they're thinking, but to challenge my thinking. Listen to what I'm saying. Hop into my comments if you disagree with me and tell me what you think. Am I full of shit? Am I trolling everybody right now by saying that I think the earth is flat? I don't know. Find out. Comment. I'm about to start this shit up.
Water, when unmanipulated, is to find its level. So whether you look at a cup of water, a bathtub, a swimming pool, a lake, or the ocean, it's flat. Of course, natural motion is not considered and doesn't equal a curve.
So you done had a glass of water and you done watched it and it ain't moved. The spinning, the rotation of the world ain't shaking up your water in your glass, but it shakes the water in the ocean. I guess that's the tides. They'll blame it on the moon and they'll say whatever. But, I got my own theories on the moon, but that's not what this video is about. But take that into consideration, that all the water that you see is always level. No matter where you put water, it's going to be level. I ain't never seen water unlevel. I've never seen water not be flat. And if you understand how it works, you put water in a container. If you put water in something that's just a certain way that it's going to sit. How does water fit in the globe model?
We have 0 authentic pictures of the Earth, and they're all composites, and NASA even admits that they Photoshop Earth images.
It is photoshopped, but it's has to be. It is photoshopped, but it's has to be.
It is photoshopped. It has to be. It has to be. Now let me stop. Alright, so yeah, you heard this nigga. So you mean to tell me that now one photograph, like, y'all, I'm gonna do this in post-production. I'm gonna put that picture that he put in the clip, I'm gonna put that right here, and I'm gonna show you. You mean to tell me that none of these pictures is real? So I'm gonna have another challenge in the chat. Somebody please find me a real picture of the earth, not CGI, a real authentic photograph of the earth. And if you can do that, I got 50 grand. 50 grand for an authentic picture of the earth.
No matter if you're on the ground, on top of a building, a mountain, a hot air balloon, an airplane, or looking at high-altitude amateur balloon footage, the horizon never fails to rise right to your eyes. Whether you are looking at Toronto's skyline from Niagara on the Lake, 31 miles away, Chicago's skyline from Union Pier, 43 miles away, or even Oahu from Kauai, which is up to 108 miles away from center to center, or 73 miles away from the closest points. You will not see any curvature where it's supposed to be. According to the Pythagorean theorem, which states that the curvature of the Earth is 8 inches per mile squared, Oahu should not be visible whatsoever, but you can see the whole thing.
Okay, so those 2 points that he brought up about the horizon line and the curvature line, like those are 2 things that I always thought about. Like, them last couple videos that he showed from the islands and being able to see neighboring islands hundreds of thousands of miles away, and all it being visible just from a simple zoom in or zoom out of a high power camera. It's almost like if there was a curvature, it would be way more easy to prove that there was a curvature than it would be to disprove that there was a curvature, if that makes sense. Because it seems like all the evidence is pointing towards the idea that everything is existing simultaneously on this flat flat plane. That's the only way to explain the way that these neighboring islands are able to see each other from hundreds of thousands of miles away. Like, I just find that so amazing, and I never knew that before. So
it's a common misconception that the shadow of the Earth causes moon phases. Even the pastors and priests of the science religion readily admit this fact. The interesting thing about moon phases is that they are always the exact same 8 phases repeated. But if we were circling around the sun, these 8 phases would inevitably be reversed from the summer to winter seasons.
I'm not even going to get into that one. I'm not even going to touch it. I feel like the moon itself is already a crazy topic that is something that I want to explore a little bit more on this channel. And if anybody else is interested, drop a like. The moon is real mysterious. But I just want y'all to go back and listen to what he was saying about the moon phases and how they would be in reverse due to the changing of the seasons. That makes a lot of sense to me based off of what they taught us about orbit. But if that's wrong, then that means that everything that we think about the Earth's orbit is also wrong. So it's just something else to think about.
I completely understand that the idea of a flattened stationary Earth seems ridiculous in many ways. But that's only because we are taught the false globe model from the very first time that we enter a school classroom. Not to mention the first time we are introduced to the concept of a flat Earth. It's depicted as a highly laughable world where ships, boats, and water would run off of the edge. So I do get it, but it's all part of the deception. I've spent 30 years of my life believing that we were on a spinning globe. It wasn't until I unbiasedly and scientifically investigated the flat Earth claims that I started to realize that there is more to this theory than I originally gave it credit for. Now, after almost 2 years of research, I'm certain that the Earth is flat. We are told that the Earth spins at 1,040 miles per hour, while the Earth travels around the Sun at 66,000 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the whole solar system is going inside the Milky Way galaxy at a speed of 490,000 miles per hour. And finally, the entire Milky Way galaxy is darting through infinite space at over 1 million miles per hour. Most people believe this, and yet every experiment ever conducted to prove even the simple spin of the Earth has failed. The same thing goes for curvature. It's never been proven, and the only time we see it is in movies, NASA CGI, or when we're looking through a distorted fisheye lens. With all that said, please continue to research critically and don't be afraid to ask reasonable questions and speak out.
So the last little bit that he's showing us is just these zoom outs of the different island to island high power videos that were taken to basically prove that there's no curvature on the horizon. And I'm just gonna wrap this video up just basically by hitting a few points. This dude was talking about for 30 years he believed that the Earth was round. I always thought that was sus. Like, I always thought that it was something going on. It's too many people out here yelling that the Earth is flat for it to be just nothing. You ain't never been to Antarctica. You ain't never really seen the things that whoever they is, you gotta ask DJ Khaled about that one. But whatever they don't want us to see, they're not going to let us see. So you got to be able to have that unbiased outlook on situations as they come up. Because you could find yourself believing the biggest lie of 2022 very easily. And with that being said, I think my favorite part of the whole video, if it wasn't the fake NASA pictures, like I've always thought that these pictures of the Earth were kind of crazy. Like it can't look that blue, or like the water don't even look this blue, or it can't look this green, because like those are just me being on some stupid nigga thoughts. But to be honest, for them to say that it has to be CGI already makes me feel like an idiot for believing that them pictures was real in the first place. Like I said, the bet's still on the table. I'm calling out Kanye West, Young Thug, and Rowdy Rebel to find me pictures of planet Earth. I feel like them three rappers can definitely band together and put their brain efforts together to find me a real picture of planet Earth for a humble fan. But that's it. That's all. Enjoy the rest of my gameplay. I'm about to catch a dub real quick. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Instagram. All the links are not only going to be in the description, but they also are on my page. And see you next time.